First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT. PostWrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, live.
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch room.
Yes.
How are we?
Yeah, how are we? It's Wednesday night. We watch NXT.
We do.
Then we go live on Twitch.
We do.
Because we're your NXT friends.
Friends.
And we'll always be. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, it don't matter. But we're here. And reminder to check us out for BD Elite, where we go live on Twitch on Thursdays at 1 p.m. because we also can be your Dynamite friends too.
We can be. And if you're a patron of us, you can call into that show as well to leave any feedback about either NXT, AEW, or just whatever you want to talk about.
And we got a lot to talk about. It's WrestleMania season. Give me the green light.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, we are. We're past the fast lane. We're in the HOV lane. We're flying down.
We're so close.
We're going to WrestleMania. Well, we're not going, but we're gonna watch it.
We're gonna be going with you guys to
true.
WrestleMania. Yeah,
this is true. Yeah, we have a lot going on. So obviously, NXT comes first, and we're doing a special 2-night takeover because they're doing Takeover Night 1, Stand and Deliver on USA. We'll be doing a watch along and post show for that on the Twitch and recording the show for that. And then the Thursday night, we'll do it all over again.
All over again.
So that's a lot of NXT watch alongs and post shows. If you're going to dare both nights, be sure to join us for those both nights. Again, live recording this podcast.
Yeah, there's going to be activity like on the Twitch channel all week from, we'll have Friday night SmackDown, and then WrestleMania as well. Night 1 watch along, night 2 watch along, and post show.
Yeah, and we're not going to do a post show on night 1 because we've mentioned patreon.com/upnext. If you're a patron to us, Saturday we're doing a celebration. It's a celebration because upNXT, the BDE, we turn 3.
We turn 3.
BD3.
BD3.
That's it. Yes, WrestleMania Night 1, we're doing a Zoom takeover tailgate where we're going to be hanging out with you guys and getting all ready for WrestleMania, leading into our watch along on Twitch for Night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yes, we did one last year for SummerSlam. We'll probably do one again for SummerSlam this year.
Yes.
But yes, we will be throwing a tailgate for WrestleMania Night 1. Hopefully we can be behind the BDE. We can be in the garden, the MSG. If it's a nice day.
I hope so.
And yeah, we want as many patrons as possible to join us.
Yeah, so if you're going to do the week of wrestling that's going on, there's WrestleMania week there's something every night. And it feels like, well, we already have podcasts every day and every other day. We have so many podcasts that we do, like Your Deep Impact. See, you'll be doing Tuesday nights where maybe you'll watch the Hall of Fame after the fact. Are you going to be interested in that?
On Tuesdays, I just watch Impact and you watch NXT, and then we just talk about both.
Right. Oh, that's no. You get Impact? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you get Impact. Yeah. You watch Impact and give me your facts on that. So check out your Deep Impact reviews. You and Andrew Thompson been killing it, and Ceno's helping out as well. And speaking of John Cena, listen to Shot in the Dark on this feed as well, because in 15 minutes or less, it's free. Well, 15 minutes or less, he runs down all the other wrestling shows, AEW Dark Elevation, Ring of Honor, everything.
NWA Power, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
NXT UK, which they're doing a Thursday night before night 1 of TakeOver Stand and Deliver, which is NXT UK epilogue prelude or something like that. So there's all sorts of stuff, and Ceno covers that on there as well. He lets you know what kind of stuff is coming to Peacock and all that stuff. So John's been doing a great job on that one. Shout out Ceno. So then, of course, Wednesdays we do this show, NXT, the BD Elite, the AEW. We do podcasts all the time.
But there's going to be a very special day, a post-podcast day coming up April 3rd, where we'll be talking all about the worst WrestleMania matches ever.
Yes, if you've been following, we do a show called Best Match Ever. And, well, we cover all sorts of things. We've done free versions of that one, like Best Death Match Ever, and we did a special Brody Lee tribute as well. But we do so many Best Match Ever on the Patreon. But for the first time ever, we'll be doing a Worst Match Ever. So let us know, what are the worst WrestleMania matches? Because we got to prepare for this show, a post-wrestling podcast.
I want to watch all of them. All the worst matches ever.
Big Show, Aki Bono.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad ones.
Oh, yes.
Michael Cole versus King.
I can't wait for that 40-minute classic. Isn't it like 40 minutes, that match?
Which? Cole and Lawler?
Lawler. It goes on forever.
Oh, that's the worst one.
That's got to be the worst.
Well, listen to us talk about that on April 3rd, post-Wrestling Podcast Day. It's going to be crazy. All the great other lineups that they've got going on is great. So shout out John Pollock and Wei Ting, the postmasters over there. I miss those guys. Those summers getting better and stuff. Hopefully we can do some hangouts outside, because I miss Joe Poe and the cowboy in my life.
Oh, and thank you, Wei, for those Girl Scout cookies.
Samoas.
I finally had them yesterday.
They're no Thin Mints, but like they're good.
Yeah,
they're second best.
Yeah.
Thin Mints. I if anyone out there has Thin Mints, hook a brother up, because we need them Thin Mints. So we're going to be doing that show on April 3rd, and then we mentioned all the other stuff like our Zoom stuff. I feel like there's another big show that we've recently announced, which is, well, WWE booked a whole week of wrestling events every night of the week for WrestleMania night, including the Takeover, which is just randomly on a Thursday, where we originally had something planned for us on that Thursday.
We did.
Which is now moved.
It's moved. April 15th. Is that the right date?
Fuck.
That sounds right.
I'll check. You keep saying it.
April 15th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is April 15th.
Yes.
It is upNXT Mania.
Oh, boy.
We're going to have a whole night, a pay-per-view, with a whole card of different games and guests, all leading up to the main event of Braden Harrington defending the BDE Championship against Chris Elliott.
Yes, Cactus Chris, patron of us, listener, great fan, great guy. He won the upNXT Rumble, and that was an event of itself. And we did that you've come up with all these crazy games, and we've basically created our own Fed with all these online Twitch games and stuff. Yeah. So yes, upNXT Mania, where yes, I'll be putting my title on the line, the BDE title against Cactus Chris, and I'm pretty excited. I don't expect me to do the job, but I'm excited. And because it's going to be a whole pay-per-view.
There is. I'd like to announce we do have an Inferno match on the card.
Yeah, we do.
We have an actual Inferno match on the card.
Yeah.
We've got some 8-man tags in the mix.
Right.
We've got a grudge match within the post-wrestling universe.
Yeah. Screw your Adam Cole's Kyle O'Reilly's.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's safe to say we're going to have an unsanctioned match between Wei Ting and Andrew Thompson.
The Cowboy. Yeah.
Unsanctioned.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. I challenged Chris Elliott to a 3 Stages of Hell match, which I'm not sure. I don't even know what that is. What we could make that. So I don't know. I may have worked my way into a shoot, to be honest, but I'm super excited. So that's April 15th, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll update closer too, but
and welcome to all our new listeners who just don't have a fucking clue what we're talking
about.
I
thought this was
now.
NXT reviews.
Hello,
NXT?
welcome.
What? NXT? What are they fucking talking about? Yes. Welcome to upNXT. If you are new, hey, check us out at upNXT Podcast, Twitter, Instagram. We talk about NXT every week, but we do so many things, including podcasts. I mentioned we do so many. Before we kind of jump in, I have to plug what we have coming up on our Patreon because it's a kind of interesting week. We have done some awesome stuff the past few weeks, but we're doing a Was Next, talking about some old NXT where we go back and go in time.
February 27th, 2013.
Yeah, so that's super excited. We actually recorded that today. So that show, we mostly just talk about vaccines.
Other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what we got into. But then we have this week as well an Up Yours, where we will be joined by world champ patron Brent Nickel to talk about his selection for this week. Canadian Stampede, WWF, In Your House from 1997.
Yeah, I've got a feeling maybe Brent might have been at this.
Wow.
I don't know. I might be wrong there.
Okay.
But really looking forward to this one. Great pay-per-view. little spoiler, it feels like a takeover.
It does. Yeah, it definitely has that vibe. I mean, it's got great Sasuke versus Takamichinoku, which is insane. So we're going to be talking about all about that. I know people love this pay-per-view. Canadian Stampede from WWF, 1997. So, yeah, Team Canada versus Team USA, essentially, is the main event of that. So we're going to be talking all about that as well. We just did a Up Yours where we talked all about NXT TakeOver London from 2015. That was a great show that we did. And all the other stuff. Patreon.com/upNXT. For only $5 a month, you get access to every podcast we've ever done.
And best time to join because you'll have access to all the call-in shows where there'll be so many over Mania week, the tailgate, and entry into upNXT Mania.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you kinda,
limited spots.
You kind of just let the cat out the bag a little bit there, because we had a lot of people being like, "Oh, upNXT Mania, the Rumble was such a success. I want to be a part of it." Well, how do you be a part of it? Just like NXT, William Regal booked this Extreme Eliminator Gauntlet thing. He maybe have gotten that idea from us again. They're taking our match. Yeah. So we do a lot of podcasts, guys. Sorry for all the plugs, but letting you know in the next few weeks, it's WrestleMania season. So we have a lot of stuff.
Always busy.
Yeah, fun stuff planned for you guys. So we're super excited. Whew. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm back at work.
You're back in
I am
business,
back.
like
Yes.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. We got the news. 6 p.m.
Oh, I got the news too. I can't believe it.
What's that?
Great Khali in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that's what I thought you were talking.
We got the news 6 p.m. on Friday that we can go back to work on Saturday. So really crazy turnover. It's been hectic. It's been busy, but it's so good to be back.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah, it sucks that you've been stuck inside this whole winter. I mean, a lot of us have been stuck inside, and now that everything's open, I know like rules and regulations here in Toronto are different, but we have patios and stuff. The weather's getting a little bit better, so it makes sense. And I bet people are dying to go to these things, as long as people are being like safe and respectable.
Everyone so far this time round, everyone's been so much more respectful than last time. I think people now get it, because I've not had any kind of... Everyone's been so nice. And maybe that'll change soon when people get more comfortable again, but so far so good. Yeah,
I feel like we've been stuck inside and people can't go out and socialize and just being able to see people, hang out with people. Now that here, at least in Toronto, we've been stuck in the cold, so you can go outside and do things outside, and like patios where people can work, and it's good to see the world kind of go back in motion, at least here. I can't speak for some of our listeners all over the world where things are pretty much back to the way it was. So we're still stuck in this like weird time frame, I find. Yeah. I've still been doing all we do is podcast. I watched Justice League, the Snyder cut.
Okay.
I know you're trying to catch up on.
Yeah, I'm a little mad at myself.
Why?
Because I rented
What?
Batman v Superman. I was trying to find it by other means, and I just couldn't get it to cast and everything. So I was like, it's $5.
You paid money to watch Batman versus Superman?
I rented Batman vs Superman, and then after I rented it, because I got the Ultimate Edition, I went, I should have just bought it because we're going to be watching it again soon anyway.
Right.
And then I was like, no, Braden's not going to watch the extended edition.
No.
So, okay, I'll re-rent the other one. And then I rented Justice League on Tuesday.
Okay.
And didn't finish it, and now my fucking rents ran out. So I'm going to have to rent it again.
Isn't Justice League on any of the...
Not the like original one, because I want to watch that one first before watching the Snyder
So you gotta
cut.
pay another $5 to watch the OG Justice League?
Like, no spoilers, but thumbs up or thumbs down in the middle.
Yeah, I've kind of mentioned I think I'm in the minority. I'm kind of over superhero stuff. Like WandaVision didn't do anything for me. I'm gonna check out the Falcon and the Hawk thing. Falcon and the Hawk. That's a different guy. Hawkeye. Falcon and the Hawk. Falcon and the Hawk sounds lit though. Whatever that would be.
What, Falcon and the guy from Cobra Kai?
Falcon and I think it would be better if it was Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because like he's weird. I like.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Justice League, the OG one a few years ago, didn't do anything for me. It wasn't memorable at all. It was just like crazy effects and Batman trying to give Aquaman a job in a special team. Like, that's all I remember. And this one is like 4 hours long. Felt like watching The Irishman again, except they fill you in on so much stuff. So it's like, okay, this is a way better movie. It should have just been this the first time around. Of course, you could cut something out of a 4-hour flick, but this version, still to me, I'm like, okay, I'm over the crazy big CGI fight scenes and stuff. I need a little bit more juice to it. And they kind of tried to do that. So there's bad stuff and there's good stuff, but I definitely will remember and like this one better than the one I saw before.
Yeah, everything I've heard so far seems pretty positive about it. And I'm just curious, the idea of just pretty much making a whole new movie, you know, out of the same stuff. I know there were some reshoots and things, but it's like very rare that this happens. So just I'm curious to see the difference. Yeah,
and there's some surprises and stuff. There's obviously some scenes with Ben Affleck and Jared Leto that kind of is getting people talking, and it's like the injustice and all that stuff and timelines. It seems like all the we just did a review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it feels like Batman's going into his Batverse, and
it's
everyone's going into Batverses, and
so many verses.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird because then there's like the Oscars are coming out, and there just wasn't as many like big movies this year. We were meant to get like so many movies.
Movies have been coming out, but I think there's lack of hype because like why it just appears on Netflix, you know, like there's no anticipation of anything really.
Yeah, like so many of these movies are just waiting to be released. Like so many of these ones, like Morbius is another superhero spin-off thing, the vampire with Jared Leto again there. But there's like Godzilla King Kong is coming, but again, that's a movie I'm like, sure, I'll watch it on thing, and then like I don't like it's just weird because I watch some. I'm gonna try to watch some of the movies. I go by Oscars sometimes. If the Oscars tell me that 8 films deserve to be nominated, I
always try and watch them.
I just watched one the other day. Was it Messiah, Judas, Black Messiah, which I thought was really good actually. But cool. I want to check out some of the other ones. But I feel like I'm not getting that movie vibe that you get every year, and of course, a shame, it sucks. Like you take going to a movie for granted. Almost.
Yeah, like this. I mean, normally it would be more January, February for the Oscars, but I love that time of year, going and trying to see as many as I can in the actual theaters, and then catching up at home on some others. And we don't have that. It's just it's on Netflix.
So instead, I just get really stoned and watch Letterkenny, and that's been great.
Nice.
And I saw that like I joked about like the Great Khali, but there's like all these inductions to this Hall of Fame.
Kane, Eric Bischoff, Molly Holly,
RVD,
yeah. I made a gaffe on Deep Impact yesterday. Yeah. Because I misread it and I thought Sabu was inducting Rob Van Dam, and I was thinking that might make me want to watch the Hall of Fame.
I thought that's what they said.
No, it's just Sabu announced on YouTube that Rob Van Dam's getting inducted.
Oh.
I was like,
come on.
Yeah, Sabu. Yeah, exactly. It's like I said yesterday to Andrew, this is the perfect time to actually have Sabu with a live mic, because it's going to be taped a whole week before it's even airing.
True, okay. Well, Rob Van Dam back in WWE?
Maybe.
NXT.
Why not?
Kane, Molly Holly.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
I watched the Randy Orton, Steve Austin. Yeah. Have you seen it yet?
No, I watched a lot of my wrestling through Twitter these days, and I watched a few clips from it. I thought it was pretty funny. It was great. He called Tommaso Ciampa short.
Oh, that wasn't in the thing they aired.
Oh yeah, he plays like a name association game, and Austin goes Tommaso Ciampa, and Randy goes short.
I don't think that was in the. Unless I fell asleep during a bit.
Maybe.
But I think he's one of my favorites now
because of this.
It was interesting because he said the thing I took away from it was Michael Hayes went up to him like just over a year ago and was like, Randy, you're great, but you're never going to be like in the conversation with Rock, Austin, Flair, Cena, because you can't do a good enough promo.
Right.
And Randy was like, when I was younger, I'd have been like, fuck you, whatever. But he was like, yeah, he was right. And he goes, I keep hearing you, Austin, in interviews, like criticize my promo and stuff, and realized I'll never be that. And I want to be that. And you just think that they talk about him phoning it in for years, and he's like, yeah, I was. And now I want to work if I can for another decade, and I want to be one of the greatest, because I don't think I am. And he talks about the feud with Edge and how it finally like unlocked a promo in him. It was really interesting because for once you kind of think he fell into it and he's never really given a shit.
Right.
And it kind of sounds like that was true. And now at 40, he's like, fucking love this wrestling thing.
This wrestling's
and
great.
He's like, I've got no interest in doing movies or anything. I'm a pro wrestler, and that's what I am. I found him really engaging, and I haven't been a Randy Orton fan for years, but the last year he's been doing some really good stuff, and now he's with the Fiend.
I was just like, wait a second. Last time I saw him, he was dripping motor oil out of his mouth.
I like the stuff with Edge. I like the stuff with Drew.
Yeah.
And his promo game has been way better.
I mean, his feud with Soulja Boy is
absolutely
fuck Soulja Boy. Is Randy versus Fiend is like what, the main event of WrestleMania?
I don't know if it's main event.
Yeah.
But it's announced.
It's got to be some sort of cinematch.
I was saying to Andrew yesterday, I want the house that Weekend was running through at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that's the Firefly Funhouse.
That'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I can't say I'm a big fan of whatever they're doing with the whole Bliss thing. That is some ridiculous looking stuff. He looked, the Fiend looks like one of the orcs from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Or like that, like there's this Bratz doll meme. He looked like that. He's very just really weird. Just strange. That's I really like some of the stuff that professional wrestling's coming out with, and it's like WrestleMania is supposed to be this still be all end all, and it's crazy that they're gonna have fans, and I'm like definitely interested in seeing how they hit it off and hopefully kill it. But like I really hope people are like safe and stuff. And I know again the States are further than us here, but I'd be dying to go to a wrestling show in the near future. But I'm trying to get excited for WrestleMania is what I'm trying. Like I'm trying to like.
You want to get in the spirit.
Yeah, I'm like, what else am I doing right now?
Yeah.
So like, I want to like get excited. So with all that stuff we're doing for WrestleMania week, get excited with us.
It's like around Christmas when you like really haven't given it a thought, and then it's Christmas week, and it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a tree. I'm going to put some decorations up. I'm going to try and get in the mood.
Yeah.
And it's that stage, I know. Like, I'm going to throw on an old WrestleMania match.
It's like...
that kind of thing.
You don't want Christmas to come, but then a week before, all of a sudden you hear Mariah. And then, like, you're, like, about to have a shower. And you're like,
are you saying Green Light is
Green
Mariah?
Light is Mariah to WrestleMania is to Christmas,
No, I know what you mean. The card, I think, is starting to look pretty good. I'm actually quite excited for quite a few of the matches. Storytelling, as always, is wonky.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the Bryan Edge... Roman feud. Really enjoying that. Some other feuds, I like the idea of the match, but the storytelling hasn't been good, like Bianca and Sasha. But overall, I'm pretty excited.
And Bad Bunny.
You
can't go wrong.
That's been great storytelling. Bad Bunny and the Miz.
Les Miz?
Les Miz.
Listen to What's Next. Listen to What's Next. You tried to get me canceled on What's Next this week. Definitely need to listen to us talk about Les Miz and not Bad Bunny.
Do you want me to undo that retweet?
No, it's great. Okay. It's a good sell for our Patreon. Yeah, only $5 to access every show we've ever done. So go do it. And then
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about NXT.
Let's talk about some NXT from March 24th, 2021. And we start off with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai in the middle of the ring, ready for a matchup against the women's champion, Io Shirai, teaming with Zoe Stark. Shirai and Stark had that match. They kind of had a respect angle, and now they're trying to get some revenge here against Raquel and Dakota. Their match is official. Night 1, the main event of Stand and Deliver, is Io versus Raquel.
Yes.
So this is like a lead-up match leading into that.
I think great idea for the main event. I'm really excited for the match. And yeah, it seems like ratings-wise, the women's segments have been doing well. So absolutely, main event with the women.
Yeah, we just saw Dynamite do it last week in an amazing match we talked about on BD Elite, which was great. I think one of the nights of WrestleMania should be Bianca versus Sasha. I think that would be a great main event for night 1 of WrestleMania as well. But I don't know if they've officially said that yet. No.
I'm pretty sure Drew is opening the show.
Drew is opening the show?
He wanted to be the first person out in front of fans because he won the title in front of no one.
Right. Fair,
Twice.
dude. Like, fair, man. Like, real.
So I'm pretty sure that match is opening.
Okay, so...
Which I think is pretty cool.
There. I'll say it then. Book Sasha.
Sasha Bianca Night
Main event.
Yeah,
do it. You did... You technically... You did the women's main eventing in 2019. Why not? You can do it again.
I would say I don't think the match is there yet to deserve that.
Right.
Like, I think it would be a great match and I'd like it, but the storytelling's been pretty bad.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's main roster.
Yeah.
How many times I've got to tell y'all? We start off, though, with the women's division here in NXT, which is still top. And I'm super excited for Io versus Raquel, because this is a match in the making for quite a while here. We start off with Zoe Stark in the ring, who fights out of the corner to Raquel, flying out of there. There's like a flying knee, but then Raquel and Kai tag in and out, and they hit the like guiding stomp from Kai and Gonzalez. Io tags in, and there's like the knees to everyone. There's then a go to kick combo, but it's only a 2 count, which I still think should be one of their finishers. Like
this should end the match.
Like a assist into the like go to sleep.
Yeah,
it looks crazy. But we go to commercial break. When we come back, it's Io who's on fire. Does this crazy roll through standing stomp to Raquel, and then does her bullet train knees to both of them in separate corners, then the 619, but then Raquel's on the outside and Zoe does this crazy cross body to the outside onto Raquel. There's Io who climbs up on the ring post and moonsaults onto Raquel onto the outside, which is just crazy. Genius of the sky. But like off the post of it, I think, was just crazy. There's then Zoe Starks who sets up Kai for the 450. There's a miss. She gets caught with the Texas Tornado Bomb, but then gets picked up again for a second one from Raquel, who then, while holding Zoe in midair, uses the body of Zoe to like boot out Io off the apron to the outside, nails Zoe Stark with this Texas Tornado Bomb, crushing her, pins her, and Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai beat Io and Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the match. I think they're making Raquel look so good, building up to this match. This is how I feel Bianca and Sasha should have been booked. I think they're doing it perfectly. You're having Io as the dominant champion, and you're having this more rookie, if you will, who's just beating everyone and winning convincingly. And now it's leading up to actual tag matches where they're in the same match and she's getting a win over her team. I think they're building this feud up perfectly. And I thought the match was pretty good. Zoe Stark definitely impresses with some stuff. She seems a little like sloppy at times, I think. But I definitely see the potential there with her, and they seem to be going pretty strong right now.
I mean, they made a nice little like story here with the respect angle with Io Shirai and stuff like that. So it's like it's helping her gain some status already here in NXT. I thought the match was pretty good too. I love Raquel and Dakota as a tag team, and you know how Io Shirai to me just heads and shoulders above like all these other wrestlers in my mind. Like I try watching some of the here we are talking about like Randy Orton and this Fiend shit, and then I just watched this woman wrestle, and I'm like, this person is incredible.
My one gripe I have
about Io,
okay, is
be careful
if you're climbing to the top of the post,
right,
and doing a moonsault to the outside. Just look first. She's like staring away from Raquel for like 15 seconds, just hoping she stood in the same spot.
You know why?
And I hate when people do that. It just bothers me.
It's like when cool guys don't look at explosions. That's what Io Shirai is.
But
baby.
like if she ate shit, she'd just look.
She didn't
so
though.
dumb.
She had a beautiful. Her moonsault is crazy. After the match though, this is where the real story happens. It's Io and Raquel who are like doing this like crawling like weird thing. Like they see each other. They stand to their feet. They're face to face. Kai tries to make a distraction. Raquel ends up booting Io in the face, and then they're on the outside. She Texas Tornado bombs her Io onto the announce table, not through it, but like bounces her off of this.
Look painful.
Yeah, ouchie. Lays her out. Stands tall in preparation for her title match against Io. But overall, I love the match, and I thought the angle at the end, like, how could you do this to my Io Shirai?
Yeah, I think they're doing everything right with this feud. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think we all could agree that we couldn't wait for this match. But now that we get to see it, it's like my two favorites in this division, in this show, are going to have a match, and they're main eventing night one. So can't wait for this. But great little opener here. We go to some secret cam footage. Not secret, I guess. It's just footage of a store, a gym.
It says security footage, but the whole thing has sound, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal to record audio without consent or something. You can't have audio on security footage.
Right. Okay. Well, then, like, how did they get audio?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whose gym is this? They need to be looking into this.
Yeah.
We need to be careful.
Exactly.
If the NXT roster hangs out here, they need to be careful what they say if they're always being recorded.
Yeah.
This is Kyle. It's supposed to be like Kyle's training gym.
I think it's his gym, yeah.
Kyle's like, I hang around Bobby Fish. I need to have sure I have recordings of everything. So, Kyle O'Reilly's in this gym sparring with the boys, and in comes Adam Cole, who walks into the store. There's even little bells on the door, you know, like a little like jingle when you walk into a store. And he's like, "Hey, Kyle," says Adam, "you son of a bitch." And he just goes right after him. They start to fight, they brawl, and then all these guys in the gym here like separate them and pull them apart. And they're like, this is what happened yesterday or earlier today or whatever. So later tonight, Kyle and Cole will have a face-to-face contract signing later tonight.
With consequences.
Yes. Creed.
I like doing things that are slightly different. I thought the security footage, I didn't think it needed the sound. I think it would have looked cooler if it was even more of a shitty video, you know, like this happened and made it feel a bit
TMZ.
more legit. Yeah. But this was okay. Yeah.
It's fine. I feel like they're trying to get over that these guys just keep fighting everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not in NXT because they truly hate each other. Where I'm like, all right, like Kyle does post that he's like sparring on his Instagram and socials. So they are trying to play in like this is where he is all the time.
It just feels a bit, I mean, because it is staged. But yeah. It feels like they're playing roles right now. I'm not actually feeling the hatred.
Yeah, it isn't until later tonight, I think, I'm finally like, okay, you're making it work. So we'll see more of these two later. In fact, we see Kyle O'Reilly, who shows up, but he has security. Both guys have a heavy security force because William Regal has made sure that they have to have this. Kyle still rocking the vest. Vest Kyle. Kyle's the vest. And he's now not wearing a Metallica shirt, but it's a Joy Division shirt. So I like Kyle's sense of music. I see what he posts.
I hate this
You
look.
just don't like the vest.
I hate this look.
I know we've talked about...
Especially now he's done his hair as well. It's... Yeah.
He kind of looks like the coach from Ted Lasso. Not Ted, but like his buddy.
The other one?
He kind of looks like
a little.
Yeah, gingerbeards. Us gingerbeards gotta stick together, but I like the look. I think it's all right. So he's still finding his footing. He's just used to wearing Undisputed Era gear his whole time, and now he's been taken away. He could be doing worse. Realist kayfabe-wise, he's like, what do I wear now? So he just wears...
This.
Yeah, he wears band shirts. He wears band shirts. He just really likes Joy Division. So he's interrupted by Roderick Strong. Roddy says, hey, Kyle, we need to team up and kick Adam's ass. Kyle says, look, Roddy, I appreciate that, but there is no more us. This is between me and him. And Roddy just feels like he just got his heart. Roddy just like feels like he got dumped right here from like Roddy. It's like he had, I don't know, a whole different relationship with Cole and thing. And now everyone's just left him and now he's alone. And he's just like, oh.
Yeah. Again, this to me, just the performances weren't strong enough for me.
Right.
That where it felt like I was watching Roddy and Kyle do a little play.
It's a soap opera here. Yeah. This was very soap opera.
And Roddy...
He just glares at him.
I love Roddy, but there's an awkwardness to him at times. So yeah, I feel for the character of Roddy. I just didn't think he conveyed it too well.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people think that way about Roddy, but Roddy just stares at him, stares a hole through him.
Fire Frank makes a point though. Sweet Mike Tyson jacket.
It was
on Roddy.
Yeah, it was a nice Mike Tyson jacket.
They all raided their wardrobe. Like, what else do I have in here? I've just got black and yellow.
All I wear is Undisputed Era. I don't know what else I own.
All right, I forgot I had this.
Yeah, so Roddy just says, "Well, you know what? The both of you can go to hell." and Roddy walks off. He's mad. He's left out. The boys are gone. The boys are no more. And Bobby still has not shown up or said anything. Or maybe Bobby shows up at TakeOver and helps Cole beat him.
Maybe.
Oh my God, that'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Damn. I don't think Fish is coming anywhere near.
I don't know, because he was out with an injury, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we go to L.A. Knight. Yeah, he says, tonight is the night. Bronson Reed invaded my personal space and my personal property. So, Bronny, I'm going to show you whose game it is. L.A. Knight. The ruler's here, and that's a fact of life. So he's going to face Bronson Reed a little later on in his debut. He's finally debuting.
He had a match last week.
Oh, yeah. It was so memorable. We go to one of the Cruiserweight champions, Jordan Devlin. He says, I don't know why I'm here. A lot of people then ask themselves that question about him, too. He says, hey, big ups to Kushida. I'm challenging him here tonight. He basically names all these things, like there's a wrestler in a match tonight who made his name for himself all over the world, traveled everywhere, a legend in Japan. And then there's Kushida. So he's referring to himself. So he's kind of being cheeky still. Kushida, unfortunately, you're in the wrong place, wrong time. And I'm going to make an example out of you. So Kushida versus Devlin later tonight. Yeah. So then we go to Bronson Reed versus L.A. Knight. And Bronson's sporting a haircut. I could be wrong, but he looks in
I think, he's like shaved the sides a bit. And
yeah, he looks sick. Great look.
I'm loving Bronson's look. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad he got rid of the dinosaur on his shoulder, and I think he looks serious.
And one of the coolest entrances.
Hands down.
One of the best newer themes too.
Yeah. Especially they need to kind of push him, especially with the whole Godzilla King Kong thing coming out. They should get him they should put ads with this. Like they should work some sort of deal out here. Wrestling fans like that kind of stuff, and his character is literally trying to be that. So it would make sense, like clips or something, or who knows. He should be the guy doing it because he looks like that. It looks great. So he's pissed at LA Knight, and LA Knight decides to piss him off even more. They mention that Bronson Reed ripped the Gucci jacket of LA Knight, so this is why he's so mad.
Yeah, and they were giving Barrett some shit on commentary because I think he called it Gucci, and they were like, last week you said it was Armani.
Would you think there was Gucci or Armani?
No. Looked like seamstress.
It looked like Halloween party store.
Yeah, PVC.
But still look, it's wrestling gear. It's okay, but it's ripped to shreds. So we have Reed who beats down on LA Knight and hits this counter where he power slams him, almost like the Tour of the Islands move there. LA Knight then comes back with some strikes and then a flying shoulder block into the ring. They go to commercial, but when we come back, there's this running knee lift from LA Knight here, which looked pretty good, and then an assist neck breaker from the ropes. There's then Bronson who comes back with a single hand spine buster, just crushing him. Goes up top, but Eli Drake. LA Knight runs up the turnbuckle, kind of like Kurt Angle here, but instead gets shoved off, and Reed hits him with the tsunami splash off the top rope. The thick boy beats LA Knight here in a surprise victory. I'd say upset.
It was an upset. Obviously, LA Knight's only just started, but I thought this was absolutely the right move.
100%.
I don't think we'll see LA Knight in NXT too long, to be honest. He feels just like a main roster guy, a Raw or SmackDown guy. It's the promo. The promo is this guy's selling point. I haven't seen a great deal of him at all. He hasn't really done much for me yet. Maybe he can show off a bit more. But this match was predominantly about Bronson Reed. This was showcasing Bronson Reed's talents. And I don't think it really hurts LA Knight at all because he can just talk his way out of it next week.
Yeah, he can just talk and whatever. I actually really happy to see Bronson Reed get this win here. I think there's more in this guy that he's been being used as.
And these guys went at it as well. There was some nice kind of stiff shots from both guys, and a huge slap from Reed early on, which I thought looked pretty cool.
See No Evil in the chat says Bronson versus Walter could be the Godzilla versus King Kong of NXT. Yeah, that needs to happen down the line pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, book it. There you go. Sponsored by the movie. And
yes.
That's it. I would love to see that. We go to William Regal, who has an announcement. Yes, you heard this week about the shoulder injury to tag team champion Danny Burch. And, well, he's out like 6 months, shoulder here. So the titles have been vacated. Tag team titles are now going to be on the line. We will crown new champions. Night 1 of TakeOver will be the Grizzled Young Vets versus MSK versus Legado del Fantasma.
It's all the 3 initial teams.
Yeah.
GYV, LDF, MSK.
The winner is the king of that.
I'm perfectly fine with this match, but I feel there should have been some explanation that Oni was given the opportunity to find another partner, but he said he didn't want to go on without Danny, or something like that, because you then just see your tag champ getting murdered later, like your former tag champ having had to vacate it. I just feel it's a bit shitty because this guy was probably gearing up to have a takeover match, and now he's being just killed by Karrion Kross.
Yeah, it's weird. So you could have had Pete sub in, but obviously Pete's got something going on, so they couldn't do that. But like, I don't know.
Just find anyone. Like, they could have gone find anyone on the roster to tag with you or something, or just explain it that he doesn't want to go on without Danny.
Something
but just,
to explain it.
Just completely being, it's vacated, so we're going to ignore his mate.
Like he could have called Pat
and go to these guys. Yeah, I think there could have been some sort of line to explain it, but I just feel bad for Oni, to be honest.
Oni's like, my friend's gone, Pat's gone, Pete's busy. I'm just gonna be a babyface.
Guess
again.
I'm a babyface now.
I'm gonna start tweeting in all caps again. So that's the match at TakeOver Night 1. GYV, MSK, LDF.
Yeah.
I think MSK need to get the rocket back on.
I think so.
Yeah. Excuse me. We get a Cricket Wireless video for Walter, who is in a match later tonight against Drake Maverick.
Yes.
We go to our next match, which is Oni Lorcan, former tag team champ, going up against the number 1 contender for the NXT title, Karrion Kross. Fallen Prey. We get the epic entrance with him and Scarlett here. Oni's pretty mad at Karrion Kross because, hey, bud, you injured my buddy. Therefore, he had to vanquish the title, which I was also champion, and now I'm just like lost in the wind here, so I have to fight you to prove that I'm still here. And well, unfortunately, Karrion Kross doesn't care and just decides to beat the hell out of him. Oni tries to fight back, a single running leg drop. There's a commercial, but when we come back, it's Kross who's like hitting him with clotheslines, turning him inside out. There's more clotheslines in the corner. Then he just screams at him. It's always a good move. Just, that'll show you. There's an exploder suplex out the corner, and then he, like, continues to talk shit about him. I'm pretty sure he's like, hey, I hurt your friend. What are you going to do about it? Like, so? Yeah? Fallen Prey. Then Lorcan comes back with these, like, running uppercuts. He sets him up for the blockbuster, but Kross moves out of the way, boots him in the face. Saito, Doomsday Suplex. Then the Hidden Cross, as I'm calling it, the Hidden Blade, the rolling elbow.
Yeah.
Best one he's done, but still not as cool as the Hidden Blade, but hits him, pins Oni, just like that.
I think this is one of Karrion Kross's best matches. I give a lot of that to Oni Lorcan. I think he's just so good at being relentless, just running around the place, throwing those uppercuts. You see after the match that Karrion Kross has just welts on his neck, on his chest. I thought they had a pretty fun, hard-hitting match.
Pretty solid. Like they were killing each other.
I think this is more what I want to see from Kross. Maybe a bit give away a bit more offense, but just have a bit more of a brawl. Because I found this one of his more entertaining matches.
Yeah, it was more hard hitting. He kind of needs to prove that. We've been making fun of that move because it just looks kind of weak. But here, Oni, maybe it's the person who's taking it, or maybe something that works that way. But Kross, it almost looks like he's bleeding. Some of the lighting for Kross and Scarlett is kind of weird sometimes for me. It's like it makes different things show up that you wouldn't see normally with normal lights. Kind of strange. But Cross is standing there with Scarlett, and he says that he would like to address the actions of Mr. Balor. Well, your actions had malice and intention, and I appreciate that. I realize I was giving respect to a man who didn't appreciate it. You didn't deserve it. You're a champion, but when I hold your little neck in my hand, it feels like anybody else's. This is where Finn Balor, the champ, comes out. He says, you took your shot, but the prince is still standing. And then he just walks over Oney Lorcan, who's just laying there.
Again, this is the guy who was a tag champion a week ago.
A few days ago.
And just had to give up his title. And now he's just fucking lying in the fucking street gutter.
We love you, Oney.
You deserve better, Oney.
Deserve better, Oney.
Coming up next Mania instead. We'll have a match for you.
Just don't shout at us.
We'll get you on the card. Might be a multi-man, but we'll get you on the card.
Bring your dad too. Is it his dad he always talks about?
I think so, yeah.
Finn Balor says, look, what you've done, you've showed me, Cross, your weakness. When a man is young, he fights with emotion. It's uncontrollable. Some people call it demons. But it was just emotion. That's what I fought with until I control it. And now I can control myself. I can be cold. I can be untouchable. You still fight with emotion. Everything you do is a reaction. You're sloppy. In those moments, it makes you vulnerable. And at TakeOver, I'm going to push you to the point where, one, you surprise everyone and master your emotions, or two, and this is what's going to happen. I'm going to drag you into the cold, dark water. And I'm going to drown you.
This guy's so intense.
He's so intense.
So intense.
Holy.
This was great. He mentioned demons earlier on.
Yeah,
and talking about, obviously demons is a word, especially they use in WWE to talk about kind of your past and your drug problems and demons. Stuff like that. But here, obviously, it's kind of alluding to his face paint and tassels days. But I kind of liked how it married his whole character together, because he's going, like, when I couldn't control my emotions, I'd become the demon.
Right.
Now I can control them, and I'm this cold killer. And we've seen it. Like, he wrestles differently now. He wrestles with such more of an edge. I actually really like this promo.
Oh, 100%. Finn has really come into his own on the promo. I feel like a broken record. We say it every week, how he's just this completely different person than ever before we've seen him. Even in his, like, Japan days, he didn't have this, like, intensity and edge about him. Even when he was in, like, the Bullet Club back in the day. Like, he didn't have that killer style. And cutting promos here, I think he sounds so believable in a badass role.
Yeah, it makes me... I think this was actually a great idea, having Oney Lorcan facing Cross tonight, because I think Finn's going to bring that hard-hitting style. Like, Finn's not afraid to punch you in the face, and I think that's the kind of match we need from Cross here as well. I think it's going to be a great brawl.
Well, he said...
Yeah, I'm going to drown you.
I'm going to fucking drown you.
Yeah.
I'm going to drown you at Stand and Deliver.
But this one is sanctioned.
This is can't drown. You can't stand and deliver if you're underwater. Well, that's the main event for night 2, I believe, which is Balor versus Cross. Night 2 on the Thursday TakeOver. We go to William Regal, who's talking about TakeOver and the North American Championship. And he says that there's going to be next week a 12-man, yeah, that's weird, 12 people, 12 men in a battle royal, and the final 6 will then qualify to be in a championship gauntlet eliminator thing, and that'll be their entry order and that, and then there'll be 2 guys, and there'll be pinfalls, and there'll be submission, and the winners face a takeover. You ever had a dream where you...
You laugh. You realise this is what we do?
Yeah, I know.
This is exactly what we do when we play 2K.
Yeah.
We do a rumble. The final 6 people of the rumble, we put in an elimination chamber in the order of those eliminations.
Oh my God, we do.
And the winner goes to face the champion.
All right.
I don't know why you didn't understand it. This is what we've been doing.
Who's been listening to our talk about... Is Gabe listening or something?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels listening?
No, this sounds confusing, but basically a battle royal next week. The final 6 will be in the Gauntlet Eliminator, which we've seen them do in NXT before. That's night 1.
Right.
So like a 6-man gauntlet night 1. and then the winner faces Gargano the next night.
2.
Yes.
So 6 guys will be in the match on TakeOver.
Yeah.
And the winner of that.
And it's like Elimination Chamber, as in it's not a gauntlet once you've pinned someone, the next person comes. It's every few minutes someone else will enter the match.
It's a chamber without a chamber.
Without chamber,
yeah,
exactly.
Which is exactly what we do in the video game.
Yeah.
Now that whenever we play 2K, that's one of the matches we do.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so funny. Someone's just the first to fatal 4-way, then all we just did a title unification.
Yeah.
We're ahead of this.
Yeah,
Someone's listening. It's you, Gabe, isn't it? I know it's you. No, I'm joking. We got a mole.
Yeah.
Got a mole in that next. They're giving all our secrets away. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you explained it to me like I'm 5 because I couldn't understand the way.
I'm with you. It was the way he said it. Confusing.
Yeah, look, we love William Regal. We have William Regal's isms on What's Next, but he did not make this clear to me. It was the later time when Johnny comes in later that I was like, oh, okay, why didn't you just say it like that?
Yeah,
it was just weird. So yeah, we go to Kushida, who speaks in Japanese in his promo, but it's got subtitles, who says that he accepts your open challenge to Devlin tonight and says that I'll show you that I'm not some sleeper hit, essentially. And then he says a line that definitely stands out here. Kushida says, I am the best technical wrestler in the world, in NXT, everywhere. So, clearly tying into this idea that we kind of had about Pete Dunne, who's recently been like, I'm the best technical wrestler. No, I'm the best technical wrestler. Well, these two are both in this 12-man match next week in the Battle Royal. So hopefully they get in some sort of dance where they...
Yeah, so I kind of see them not being in the final 6.
Yeah.
And... yeah, maybe a whole cross armbar spot over the top rope that eliminates them both or something. And maybe that's a night 2 kind of undercard match.
I think just a takeover match, one-on-one, Pete Dunne versus Kushida. Just please.
That's what I think.
Yeah, please just give me that match. Call it the best technical wrestling match ever.
Ever.
Yeah, sounds great. So Kushida versus Devlin later. We have a clip that says from yesterday where it's Drake Maverick in the PC locker room area being bullied by Imperium. These guys are just so mean walking around. And then Walter comes in and just being just a bully. These guys are just meanies, which sets up this next match. Walter here in NXT, not UK, but the NXT UK champion. Walter goes one-on-one against Drake Maverick. We kind of said before this match happened, imagine it was the Drake Maverick in that storyline.
Yeah, if this was a year ago and it was Drake Maverick fighting for his job and he had to take on Walter and they were given 20 minutes, this could be a fucking classic.
But it's 2021 and Walter attacks Drake Maverick, power bombs him like a pancake to the mat, puts him in a single leg crab, bending him over, and the ref just goes, this is over.
Yeah.
you give up.
You know, I thought this was perfect. I love Drake Maverick. I think everyone loves Drake Maverick, but no one really needs to, no one's worried about Drake Maverick being buried here or whatever. It's Drake. It's fine. Walter can kill him in 10 seconds and his position's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
And we still love him. We don't care if he wins or loses.
Shout out Drake
And
Maverick.
yeah, so I thought this was perfect. I think he's the right guy to do this kind of squash with and just make Walter look like this big bully. It was great.
So mean.
Loved it.
After this match, it looks like they're going to beat him up even more, but Ciampa's music hits. Yes, the stare down we've been waiting for. Tommaso Ciampa comes down wearing a Timothy Thatcher t-shirt. School of Thatch Can. Ciampa says, Walter, last week I said you intrigued me. Well, I misspoke. That intrigues me, as he points to the NXT UK Championship. He says, I want it. And Walter's like, no, I don't got time for this. He goes, boys, let's go. So Ciampa slaps Walter across the face, which then he attacks him. The boys of Imperium beat down on him. They rip off the Thatcher shirt into pieces. They're like, screw Thatcher. And then Walter grabs Ciampa's necklace, which I could be wrong. Is this something to do with his daughter, his family?
Maybe.
I believe in that. Yeah.
I'm not sure, probably he wears it all the time.
Unless
so
Thatcher gave it to him. I don't know. Yeah. So
he's worn it for a long time. Yeah, you're probably right.
This felt like every movie you watch where it's like the bad guy like turns and then grabs the neckless and then just pulls it and
off.
Rips.
Go rolling down the floor.
It's Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
Wayne's mom. Yeah. How many times have you seen those pearls? So Walter rips it off him, and this freaks him out. He's like trying to get at Walter. He's trying to grab it. He beats at him, but then Walter just chops him down, levels him out. It's like a gunshot, and then he goes, "You know what? I'll see you at TakeOver." So Walter Ciampa, night 2 of TakeOver Stand and Deliver UK title.
Love it.
Holy.
This is great. I also just loved, this was kind of like, and in a good way, kind of like Raw on Monday, where it's, right, WrestleMania's coming up, and these wrestlers are coming out, and they want a big match at WrestleMania, so I'm just going to challenge you to a match at WrestleMania. And they're like, yeah, it's the biggest night of the year, I'm shooting my shot. And I think it makes the event feel kind of bigger, where it's Ciampa's coming out, and it makes TakeOver Stand and Deliver feel big, because he's like, I want to be on that card, so I want to face you for that.
I said night 2, but in fact it's night 1. Thanks, Twitch chat there. But yeah, so this is now officially added to night 1.
Can't wait.
Ciampa, Walter, UK title on the line. This is kind of a dream match, realistically. I said earlier, just looking at Io Shirai sometimes, I'm like, wow, you're like this like next level superstar sometimes when I see you standing next to certain wrestlers. Walter gives me that same vibe. I'm like, this guy looks like he should be the it guy in wrestling right now. Look at the way he's so believable. I just mentioned it. It reminded me of like a movie. Like him and his boys. He's the leader, the king. He's Kingpin.
Yeah.
He's such a bully and runs everything. But then when it comes down to it, he's scary as hell.
I think he's definitely got that aura.
Yeah, exactly. That's
in
exactly
the NXT world. Just ignore that Survivor Series.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Forget about
Within
it.
the NXT world of NXT UK and all that, he's definitely this kind of big boss.
He stands out to me. He stands out.
He's final boss.
So I'm super excited. This is for free, this match. This is going to be on night 1. That's crazy. Yes. Just remember, like, this airs on Wednesday night, and it's a pay-per-view level card, honestly. I wonder about the commercials, because I can see myself being really mad if they go to commercials during these matches.
Or at least I hope when it goes on the network, it's the whole thing, you know? Or Peacock, or whatever.
Yeah. What's a Peacock? Yeah. Pete Dunne has an insert video here. He says, next week I'm in this battle royal for the North American title, and I'm going to show the whole locker room, and I'm going to dominate, and I'm the best technical wrestler. So this is clearly just like, hey, I heard what you said, Kushida, and I'm going to make sure I beat you up. So we also see Robert Stone and Aaliyah backstage talking to Mercedes Martinez. And there's no Jessie Kamea. And Robert Stone says, Kamea got injured in training, therefore can't wrestle tonight. And we had our tag team title match against Shotzi and Ember. So Mercedes, like, you remember Robert Stone brand? Do you want to maybe... Mercedes says, you got to pay me. So he's like, all right. So he gives her an envelope. She opens it up. She goes, well, where's the rest of it? She goes, you give me this now and the rest later. And he's like, I guess I got to find some more money. And she's going to take the spot.
Meanwhile, Oni Lorcan's in the background going, what? Kamea gets injured and they still get a title shot?
Regal
and
needs
I can't
to
even defend my title?
Regal needs to sort some things out here.
Yeah, they're just... Mercedes had tried out Retribution, didn't work out, so they're going, let's just go back 9 months and put you back with Aaliyah.
Oh, is the rumors true? Is it they finally were like, hey, Retribution's done?
Yeah.
So what happened?
They fell out.
That feels like how
Mason, T-Man, chokeslammed Mustafa Ali.
I am not a vindictive person. Like, I'm not. It's just how I am. But, however, I look at people differently when they said they liked Retribution.
Did anyone say that?
John Cena. he poured a bottle out when Retribution disbanded last week. Was that at the pay-per-view?
It was on the pre-show.
Yeah, of course it fucking was. I'm taking that. Like, that is some of the worst shit I've ever seen in wrestling, and I still think it's a rib. I'm still thinking they're gonna be like, I need a 24 special. It's
just a massive retcon. It's Poochie. Like, they're going to the moon, and just Mia Yim and Dominik Dijakovic will show up back in NXT as if nothing happened.
Honestly, yeah, they should do the whole Dallas thing where gets out of the way.
I think that's what they're doing.
The shower,
and I think everyone's going to be fine with it. I think for once the audience will be in on the joke, because I think we genuinely like Dijak and Mia Yim. So it's just, we're starting over.
Just forget all about it.
Never happened. We're like, okay, all right.
Dream matches: Nightmare Collective versus Retribution. Chino's in the chat right now, and he's mad that I said that. He says he still supports Retribution. Right. He still thinks they're together, I think. I'm not sure. Well, I'm glad that I got that out of the way. I wasn't sure. I thought it was fake news that they split up. We go to a video for Shotzi Blackheart, who says she's a badass and that she's had one hell of a year, and it only got better now because she's a tag team champion here in NXT. So her match later tonight. Johnny Gargano backstage, he's pissed off. He goes into Regal's office and says, "Hey, what's going on?" And Regal says, "Whoa, do you wear that title everywhere you go?" And Johnny says, "Yeah, I'm the champ." Again, Regal, you slipping. What's going on? Yeah, he's your champion. Of course he's going to wear it everywhere. Yeah. Do you not know what wrestling is? Regal's office also looked like it was put together this week. It didn't look the same.
Yeah, they made a joke about it.
What did they say?
When Johnny leaves, he goes, "And I'm not even going to slam the door, because I think it was just an open shot." Like, they kind of like how Set, they just like cornered it in a room and put up a curtain.
It's really weird.
Pretend it was in a room. So there was no door for Johnny to slam.
He did open a door, I thought, though. I think he did. I thought he opened a door. I don't know. It looked weird. I don't know. I knew he still had his brass knucks, but it just looked weird. It looked off. And I know that you don't have his Full Sail office or PC office, but like it just looked strange. So Johnny's mad. He says, "Regal, what are you, cuckoo bananas? Why did you book this match? I don't need to, like, I'm supposed to know who I'm fighting so I can study and watch their tapes, but now I'm going to only have 24-hour notice because night 1 and night 2, like, how am I going to know?" And he just storms out and walks off. So Regal's just like, buzz off.
I love how Regal's just the headmaster of NXT, isn't it? Everyone's just a kid, and he's like, "Well, then I guess you'll have to study them all."
Watch all 12. Boy. Well, wouldn't you wait till you know who the 6 were? And then you like...
Well, I don't know. If you want to just be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah. We see our next match, which is the Women's Tag Team Championship on the line.
Sorry, I just wanted to say it did feel in this segment that Gargano was told, "We weren't clear enough. Go and spell it out. Spell out what's happening."
Yeah.
Because it's after this bit where you go, okay, right, I got it.
Right, sorry, yeah, that's true. Johnny basically spells it out for you. He explains it like I'm 5. He's like, "So..."
And we found you a minute of time. Go there, Johnny. Explain the match again.
Johnny, explain what's happening.
To be clear, it's night 1. Is this eliminator match, and night 2 I'm wrestling.
So Mr. Regal, you're cuckoo bananas. You mean to tell me that next week there's a 12-man battle royal and then the 6 people in that are in the eliminator, and then it's like, yeah, that's exactly it, Johnny. Thank you. And then I have to face the winner of that on night 2? God damn it. Thank you for explaining this. But yeah, thank you, Johnny. Women's tag team titles. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, the champs, putting the titles on the line against Robert Stonebrand's Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez, who's filling in here. We get Ember Moon, who's in here. It hits this like almost like a side Russian leg sweep, almost like Jeff Jarrett, the stroke type move there. Shotzi hits a flying Eluthez press off the top rope for a near fall. Robert Stone, of course, gets involved on the apron. He throws his shoe, and of course Beth says, "Who throws his shoe?" She loves Austin Powers.
Oh yeah.
There's then like this weird backbreaker type move, Wasteland. What was this? It kind of looked weird.
I think she was maybe going for this Mercedes going for a backbreaker, and Shotzi just fell too far, so it kind of looked like a bad Wasteland. I don't know. It was just messy.
Yeah, kind of strange. But the match continues. There's then Robert Stonebrand's team who have the offense. They're beating down on Ember. They hit this wheelbarrow like RKO double T move, which looked pretty good. We've seen Aaliyah do it before with Kameo, I think. There's then Ember who fires back this huge pop-up powerbomb on Aaliyah, which looked crazy. And then it sets up the Eclipse from Ember. She kind of hits the Eclipse.
Aaliyah sold this really well the other week, I think.
Right.
And here it looked like you could see her just standing, waiting for it, looking up. And I think she tried to do her kind of sell from the other week, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it looked weird. She missed it. It reminded me of Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan.
Not quite as bad. There was at least contact here.
I heard he's trying to go bare knuckle boxing with Paige Van Zandt, that whole
Aleister Black?
That MMA organization. No. Lars.
Okay.
Apparently he's training to fight.
Okay.
MMA fight. Future watch along.
Cool. He should do that slap fighting thing instead.
Yeah, I want to see him get slapped.
Yeah.
There's a few people that should play that. We go so the champs win this match. They retain the titles here against.
I didn't think this was.
Yeah,
very good.
it felt very messy.
This was very sloppy. I thought timing was off a lot from all of them. Unfortunately, this wasn't great.
Yeah, I didn't really like this too much, but the champs win, and I think they'll have a match on TakeOver at one of the nights as well. But we'll get to that later. We go backstage. It's Roderick Strong who's packing his bag. He's had a rough night, but he's interrupted by Cameron Grimes, who's looking fly as hell. He says, "Hey, it's a real shame Undisputed Era have to end this way. It's sad." But Roddy, it doesn't, because I could buy the intellectual property of Undisputed Era, and then I could make my own Undisputed Era with you, and we could take it to new heights. We could call it Cameron Grimes and Undisputed Era. No, that doesn't sound right. So Cameron Grimes and Roddy just decks him, beats him up, and walks off. Cameron Grimes was like,
Cameron Grimes is great, isn't he?
Yeah. I love
He's
Cameron.
just so entertaining.
Imagine Cameron Grimes does start coming out with Undisputed Era stuff, because he's like, I bought it. It was cheap.
Oh, he should. If for a little feud with Roddy.
Yeah.
'Cause I think they're building all these mini feuds for the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And I guess the 6 that are going to be on night 1, they want little stories. So,
I'm confused. They said Roddy versus Grimes is next week.
Yeah.
But they're also in the Battle Royal?
The Battle Royal's in 2 weeks.
Oh, my bad.
I think.
Okay.
And then night 1 is the Gauntlet, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I enjoyed this. I do worry for Roddy. I do think he could get lost in the shuffle, but it's nice to see that they're not forgetting him yet.
Right, yeah. At least they're giving him some feuds. That sounds like a great match.
Yeah, could be great.
Week. Yeah, Roddy versus Grimes next week, to the moon. I would like Grimes to beat him and then still be like, hey, I have money. Be with me. And Roddy's like, yeah, fuck it.
All right, yeah.
I want that. I want to see that.
Can we get matching Tyson jackets?
And then Grimes in the Battle Royal says, get out of the ring, and pays him off. So Roddy eliminates himself. I don't know. Something for Roddy. Anything for Roddy.
Yeah.
Justice for Roddy.
Justice for Roddy.
Don't leave Roddy out of this sad love triangle at Undisputed Era. He's just a bastard stepchild, just left.
Who do you see winning, like going on to face Johnny?
Yeah, out of this...
I could see Roddy.
Roddy versus Johnny sounds crazy.
Like a babyface Roddy.
Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, we saw Kushida Johnny already, so that doesn't... I want to see Kushida Pete Dunne more so.
I think we're getting that, yeah.
Yeah. We go to... we get some announcements for our takeovers, as well as all the matches, but we kind of already described them to you, like the UK title match and all that stuff. But it's time for kind of our main event, because there's a match and then there's like the contract signing later. But we go to Cruiserweight Champion, one of them, Jordan Devlin, taking on Kushida one-on-one here. There's right away they go at it, and Devlin early on hits this Uranagi and then a standing moonsault. Kushida kicks out and hits a cartwheel dropkick, taking him out, and then does this like leg twisting arm wrench move, which is just crazy. Looked nuts. There's then this crazy counter where they're like Jordan hits like his face. He's like flying at him here. Just looked nuts. There's this while Kushida is running inside and outside of the ropes. He counters Jordan by going back outside of the ring, but Jordan outsmarts him and then quick hits this like acai moonsault onto him.
Oh yeah,
this
great.
Guy gets crazy air in mid. Like this was a beautiful moonsault. We go to commercial break. When we come back, there's a back handspring from Kushida, the baseball punch, and then a PK to the arm. Starts to work the arm there, but Devlin comes back with this like into the ring springboard cutter, and then he goes up top. But as he's up there, Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, standing on the entrance ramp here, kind of distracting him. Kushida Liger kicks him and then hits him with a superplex into like they right away lifts him back up into another move, into one of the most beautiful things. This is a finisher in another universe. A suplex lift.
It was Seth Rollins' superplex into the Falcon Arrow immediately into the cross arm breaker. Looked awesome.
Chef's kiss,
yeah,
Kushida.
So
Chef's
good.
kiss here. Kushida is fucking mint. This is amazing. A Falcon Arrow into the cross arm breaker is a finisher. Like, it's so clean. This guy is the best technical wrestler. Just crazy. Devlin is in this cross arm breaker, just squirming out of this, but he gets his foot on the rope, so the ref calls the rope break. While the ref's like pulling Kushida off of him, Legado del Fantasma pull Devlin out of the ring, but then he stands off with them, realizes one way is Santos and one way is Legado. He runs back into the ring, which then Kushida does the running like rollover like handspring Liger kick thing, sending Legado del Fantasma off the apron to the outside. Devlin manages to catch Kushida with this distraction into what I still call the Zack Sabre Jr. pin, but the European clutch style bending over, bridging pin, and Devlin pins Kushida. Kushida right away is pissed and attacks Legado del Fantasma, but there's more after the match. But I thought this was a really good match. Kushida, I think, is so like technical and makes everything look so like real. Like his style is not like of these like, I'm not trying to shit on someone, but LA Knight. He comes out, he does this like real old school style wrestling. Not really much going on in his in-ring thing. He did a flying shoulder block. It's not really exciting. Kushida comes out here, he targets your arm, he works on things. He makes it look like it's a fight, like it's not staged or anything.
He's got a flashy style that isn't just flips and shit. There's targeting. The whole game plan is going for that arm, and just the way he manages to attack it all the time, it just looks exciting, right? He's great. Yeah. I really hope it is Pete Dunne and Kushida at TakeOver, because this guy needs more big, high-profile matches, because he's not had enough in NXT, and he's great whenever he's on TV.
This was my match of the night from this show. I thought this was nuts. I know there's the whole Jordan Devlin thing. Maybe he loses a title and we don't have to see him on the show anymore, but I'm just talking about what I watched, and the match itself was good. So I thought this was interesting. The styles of the wrestling are kind of similar. Kushida could go into the cruiserweight division realistically, but that's why he left Japan, because he didn't want to be in the junior division anymore. And he comes over here and he fights the cruiserweight champion. I don't know.
I mean, you can elevate a title. I think they're really trying to elevate the title, and I'd say the cruiserweight title has been elevated. It means so much more than I think when Enzo had it. You know, it does feel a lot more legitimate now. So, as long as I'm getting good matches,
yeah,
I don't think he's going to be a world champion in WWE. But as long as I get good matches, I don't think I care.
Honestly, this was one of my favorite Kushida in WWE matches for sure. And I can't get over that Falcon Arrow cross arm breaker spot. Beautiful. Just insane. I think I want someone gif it if it already gift, because it's just beautiful. But after the match, Kushida's pissed that he lost this because of LDF. So he kind of attacks them here and goes after them, does his kick after them, and chases off Legado del Fantasma, does a cannonball off the stage, taking out both of the guys, which leaves Devlin, who's just getting up after this win. Santos Escobar confronts him in the ring, champion v champion, facing off here yet again. And as they stand face to face, "Oh, Shawn!" I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. Yes, Shawn Michaels music hits.
The CWC explodes.
I didn't think I'd pop for Shawn Michaels.
I was just confused.
I was so like, is this a mistake?
Okay.
What's going on here? Shawn Michaels comes down to the ring. He's not your boy toy. This was my first ever ringtone. It's one of the best themes ever. Hands down.
Sexy boy.
It's hands off the merchandise. Shawn Michaels struts to the ring to his music, which he sings, by the way. Never forget. He stares at the two guys in the middle of the ring. He smirks. He goes under the ring. And Shawn Michaels pulls out a ladder, slides it into the ring, gives him the old Shawn Michaels wink. He says, I found my smile, boys. Winks at him and says, have at it. And then walks off, leaving Devlin and Santos in the ring like, this is a good idea. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, ladder match. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. So it's settled because Shawn Michaels said so. Ladder match for the Cruiserweight title. The unification title match will be in a ladder match. But, that's huge news, and that sounds crazy, but I'm still like, whoa, Shawn Michaels is just chilling here because Shawn Michaels then walks off, and we're setting up for the next segment. So Adam Cole is standing backstage, and while, Shawn Michaels' music's still playing, we have this stare down between Adam Cole and Shawn Michaels. And this is where I was like, oh, you teasing me.
What I loved here is it's obviously Shawn Michaels works in NXT.
Yeah.
And he's seeing this. I'm just imagining, kayfabe wise, he's watching this. It's like, I recognize this. I remember what's this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Going out, obviously Razor Shawn puts out the ladder.
Yeah.
Then he walks past and then he's looking at Cole like, I remember this too. I remember doing what you did. I remember stabbing my friend and partner in the back.
A few times.
Okay. I thought it was such a clever use of Shawn.
Imagine.
Didn't take anything away. It wasn't like on Raw when it's a Legends night and it's just them hogging the show, doing nothing.
Right.
This was just such a nice cameo that set up some things. I thought it was cool.
Adam Cole versus Shawn Michaels.
Oh, let's go.
Book it. I always wanted Daniel Bryan versus Shawn because he
too.
trained him, right? That sounds like something I want. I want AJ versus Shawn, but Adam Cole versus Shawn. I want to see Shawn take
Instead, we got Shawn and Triple H against The Undertaker and Kane.
All of them are Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers. Undertaker's not.
Undertaker's not? Yeah, he is, isn't he? No. Oh. He retired, right. That's what that was. Yeah.
So you think. This fiend Randy thinks all a ruse.
Fuck. I loved Shawn. I don't know why Shawn Michaels was here. I realized why. But I just like singing Shawn. I love Shawn.
This is great.
I think Shawn's enjoying, just helping out young guys. And I know there's the whole people who are anti-NXT who are like, everyone's just trying to do the Shawn spots and be Shawn. It's like, well, he kind of understands wrestling. Why wouldn't you want to listen to everyone's favorite at one point was Shawn? He's one of the best. So why wouldn't you kind of take pointers from him? But love me some Shawn. This was just got me it's Shawn. I love me some Shawn. I just like that theme song. Never heard it in a long time. So that's the ladder match announced for TakeOver as well. So that'll be crazy. But it is the main event. William Regal standing on the ramp. There's a table set up for the contract signing. All these security guards. And it's Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole sitting down across from each other. And William Regal is pissed. He's fuming. He's like, hey, it's been out of control. And he's screaming at them. He says,
he's mad. You
even got the bloody police involved. And I will not embarrass this company that so many people worked so hard to create.
I leave Raw for embarrassing this company. Here at NXT, we have standards.
Fuck. So he says that there's a solution. And it's a contract for Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, co-main event of night 2 of Stand and Deliver. And you have to acknowledge that none of this, what happens, we can't acknowledge it. It never happened because it's going to be unsanctioned.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle versus Cole unsanctioned. Adam Cole grabs the stick. He says, I want to tell you a story. William Regal's like, bro, we are already at 10:03 p.m. USA is pissed, but please continue. Cole says, I want to tell you a story. Imagine you were born blind, and then you wake up and you see everything all of a sudden one day. We call that a revelation. I had one, and I realized I didn't need Undisputed Era anymore. They were holding me back. It was you, Kyle. You tried to befriend Finn and get him to join. Have you lost your mind? Then it all made sense. You're just a lapdog, a sidekick. You're just comfortable on the sidelines, where I am one of the greatest NXT champs ever. I am the greatest, and I never sit on the sidelines, and I'm nothing like you. You should thank me. I had the title run. I sold the shirts. Without me, you're nothing. And I can't wait to fight you, because I already know who wins. You lap dog. So Cole's setting it straight that I didn't need you.
I thought Cole was fantastic here. I thought this promo was great. Finally actually explained the turn on Undisputed Era, because he's kind of danced around it, like he was apologizing at one point, but now he's like, no, I realized I don't need you anymore and I can move on in my career and do even bigger things. I thought he sounded great and his intensity was awesome.
I thought his intensity was so on the nose here. He's like so angry and so heated. I've not been a huge fan of what they've been doing with the story, but this is all you need to do is let them actually talk, and they would sell me on it. Especially Cole. He's a definitely underrated speaker. And Kyle O'Reilly's not too known for his promo work, but he has a retort. He grabs the microphone and says, "We were 4 hungry pit bulls trying to take the spot. We were shocking the system, and we were making statements at anyone's expense, and it didn't matter who was footing the bill. We will forever have heat, and the locker room will hate us because of all this stuff involving the police and stuff here with them being arrested." He says, "I grew up. I took accountability for my actions, and I look a man in his eyes before I kick his teeth in. So no more BS." Cole, we've been separated. One of us became a better person. Adam Cole, you're still the same asshole who walked in here 3.5 years ago. Did era mean nothing? Because I'm forcing myself to believe it. One day we could be cool again or go for a beer. One day, but I sold my soul and I want it back. You insecure prick that used his friends, and you're so cold, and I'm not surprised. So look at me, Kyle says. Not one single person is going to be surprised when I beat you to a pulp. And for the first time in 4 years, I'll sleep like a baby. And he signs it, and then they start to yell at each other. They get face to face. The security holds them back. William Regal standing there as we go off the air with this contract signing.
I think Kyle's got the harder job here as the babyface. Cole is a great heel. He's been cutting great promos for a long time. Kyle is still kind of new to this in NXT, being like the babyface and having to cut promos as heated as this. I thought the content was great. I thought he was getting there. I didn't think he was quite as strong as Cole.
Yeah.
But I did like the content. I liked what they were going for. I need something to connect a bit more with Kyle, maybe.
That's fair. I think
I'm not saying it was terrible either. I just, for me to personally feel as kind of involved in this as I was at Ciampa and Gargano at the beginning, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, definitely doesn't have that story. The story seems muddied because of the past few weeks. It's like now you kind of have to fix whatever that you did, but instead of fixing it, they're just selling it harder. Like, yeah, the police and the locker room hates us. It's like, well, come on,
I feel they're playing characters.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think that Ciampa Gargano one, I felt it that these were friends that are now bitter enemies. Now I feel that these are friends that are playing enemies for a match.
To be fair, like the Ciampa thing, like everyone knew that Ciampa lived with Johnny and Candice, and then Ciampa like moved out.
Yeah.
He goes off social media. Like
It felt real.
It felt so real. And I'm not saying that, wrestlers can't use social media stuff, but yeah, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are like Twitch. The Cole goes on Twitch and like we rated him the other day, and he's like, "Oh hey, what's going on?" It's like it's something's not connecting there. And I'm not saying
exactly.
That's the blame,
I think that's what it is, because I think. Don't get me wrong. I think this match is going to be fantastic.
Crazy.
I'm really excited for it. Unsanctioned, should be great. We recently rewatched their
Ring of Honor
match.
Unsanctioned.
An unsanctioned match. This should be really good. I'm excited for it, but I'm not fully emotionally invested, or as emotionally invested as I thought I was going to be. And
this was the best they've done for it, though.
It is definitely getting there. And I thought this last segment was good. I need them to keep pushing it further and further.
Yeah, this is definitely the best part so far of what they're going. And that's all it kind of needed was just explain why you attacked him. Adam Cole, be mean to him. Tell him why
he was so good.
Yeah,
tonight.
He's such an asshole, right? You want to see Kyle. And Kyle needs to just more come off like, I'm going to do this so I can break away and be my own guy and stuff. And I joked earlier that maybe Bobby interferes in some sort of thing. Maybe Bobby helps Kyle win. Like
maybe
as well, or no Bobby, it doesn't matter. I think these guys will deliver. This will be a crazy match and very highly anticipated. Even if the build isn't 100, I am kind of behind seeing this match. They will deliver.
I could even see them maybe adding a loser leaves NXT stick.
No, I thought that's what Regal was gonna say, and
Yeah.
I don't want that. No, definitely not.
Okay.
There's definitely more juice for where's Cole? Where does Cole go then? Like to Raw or SmackDown? Fight the Fiend?
AEW? No.
Yeah, I mean I don't know.
Fight the Fiend. Why not?
Dude, that's the thing now. I keep trying to do the watch Raw, and then I watch Raw or SmackDown, and I see something so everyone's like, "Yo, SmackDown 6." I'm like, all right, I gotta watch SmackDown. It's gonna be lit. Then I'm seeing a Sommelier do 6 backflips. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I watch Raw, and Randy's drooling blue blood or something. I'm like, why can't there just be wrestling?
Dude, we also watch Cameron Grimes do hip hop videos.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
true.
This is wrestling.
We had zombie house fights or whatever the fuck.
There's always been wacky shit in wrestling.
I'm more excited for the takeover. Look, there's 2 nights.
Great.
There's 2 nights of Mania and 2 nights of Takeover, and I'm way more interested in already some of the matches announced for Takeover are way more exciting than the Mania ones, and that's just been the norm, I guess, for the past few years. But I'm super excited, and one of the nights is on TV, and I hope we get not a lot of commercials, but I'm excited for those 2 nights.
Me too.
I thought tonight's episode. I mentioned Kushida and Devlin. I thought that was a really good match, and I thought a lot of the stories progressing the matches for the shows coming up for Stand and Deliver. I thought it was good.
It was solid.
Yeah.
Nothing that made me jump out my seat tonight, but I thought it was a solid episode.
Yeah. Overall, solid episode. We'll see what happens.
Well, let's see what you guys think. Forum.postwrestling.com. We put up feedback for all of our shows. Deep Impact, upNXT, and BD Elite. Let's see what you thought about tonight's NXT.
Yes. Would you like to start?
Sure, I'll start. It's with Mystery, who says, Hiya. I first thought Raquel was a lock to win the title at TakeOver, but after tonight, I'm not so sure. A combination of there not being any sort of tease of dissension between Kai Gonzalez, Io being manhandled, with commentary telling us she has no chance at TakeOver, and the fact that whenever they had crossed paths, Raquel has always stood tall, leads me to believe Io is finally conquering her biggest threat to the title. That's ignoring the fact that Raquel looked incredibly basic in the ring tonight, with incredibly sloppy chokeslams and awful big boots. Even Zoe looked way better than her. I don't know if I agree, but
maybe Mystery doesn't realize she's not chokeslamming.
It's meant to be from the chest.
Yeah.
Palm in the chest.
Sorry, Mystery.
The crowd shitting all over both Escobar and Devlin should send red flags up for NXT. Both men are deeply unpopular, albeit in the case of Escobar, it's a good thing for different reasons. And a ladder match won't save this. I'm kind of in the same boat as you there, but there won't be a crowd for this anyway. That women's tag match was sloppy. Aaliyah sucks. I still don't care for Cross. The Cole Kyle promo was really good, and I'm looking forward to the match. Awesome. Thank you,
Mystery. We go to Frank, who says, how dare you, Roddy? Grimes doesn't just spend his money on anything, and you messed up his suit. Anyhow, glad to see Reed get a big win, and the Cole-Kyle showdown was fire. 2 weeks left and counting. P.S. Aaliyah, you know who you should have called to be your partner.
Where was she?
Where's Xia Li? More importantly,
where's her merch?
Where's her shirts?
Where's her merch?
Tian Sha.
Yeah.
Where's that stuff? Xia Li,
we need it.
I want that next week. Robert Stone, he goes, Mercedes didn't work out. We lost. Xia, please, we need you. And he has to pay off
Mei Ying.
Yeah. Boa, Robert Stone go shopping for
new suits and no socks.
No socks and those shoes. Yeah, loafers. Book it.
We go to MJ from NJ. I caught the end of the run over. Both men cut amazing promos, and this has real big fight feel. That said, Cole shouldn't lose, and I don't think Kyle O'Reilly can afford to either. Props to both. Peace.
We go to Crooked Letter 9, who says, solid show that got progressively better as it went on. Gonzalez continues her trajectory upward. Zoe Stark being around the upper echelon of the roster is going to bode well for her. Are Roddy and Grimes going to do double duty next week in the Battle Royal for the Gauntlet, or is that on the same night? Yeah, I'm confused.
Sorry, what's that?
The Roddy and Grimes are fighting on the same night, or is that a different night?
So, I mean, we've still got a couple of weeks. Is it maybe both were confirmed for next week? I don't know.
They know that they're not winning, so they just you have a match. Yeah. It's fine.
Double duty.
He continues here. Shotzi and Ember got a credibility-boosting win for the women's titles. It seems they're heading Indy and Candice's way. Oh, I think I totally skipped over. Earlier tonight, there was a promo with the way Indy Hartwell and Candice kind of approaching Ember and Shotzi after they retained their titles, and they said, we want a shot at this. It was kind of lame, actually. I didn't really like it. I totally skipped over that. I'm sorry. And it seems like that's going to be one of the matches. Continuing, Finn Balor and Cross had a very good dueling promo about channeling one demons. Walter defending his title on back-to-back days against Ciampa and Rampage Brown has me wondering if the latter match will be taped or not, meaning the Rampage Brown one. I think Kushida and Pete Dunne's claims of being the best technical wrestlers strongly hints a match for either night 1 or night 2. Yes, definitely. And a rare HBK sighting did so much, so little. First, he puts a ladder between Escobar and Devlin. Nice touch. Considering HBK's HBK's steroids.
I don't know.
And I'll continue. He says Kyle O'Reilly cut his best promo to date. Adam Cole was his best gaslighting self, and the pull apart was good. It will steal the show. And Kyle sold his soul for UE, and he's taking it back at TakeOver.
And finally, we go to Good Charbel, the chosen one. I'm really happy with NXT tonight, and I'm hyped for the next 2 weeks. Is it crazy to wish for another year as champion for Io? I think there's still so much left to be done for her with all the new talent incoming. This takeover is shaping to be the best ever. I was a fool last week for thinking that 2 days was maybe too much. The NXT curse of hyping new talent and making them lose on their first match on TV happens again, and it sucks. I was waiting to see LA Knight and hoping to see him achieve great things, but with tonight, I'm like, okay, thank you, next.
Thank you.
Next.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you, Charbel. We love you, Charbel. Yeah, I mean, so I guess me and Charbel both think that LA Knight didn't have a match last week or whatever it was. I completely forgot about it. You could have completely no-sold that, and I would have just thought that was what happened. And I'm seeing people in the Twitch chat. So apparently they already taped that Rampage Brown Walter match. So okay. I mean, it's kind of apparent. If I don't really know who Rampage Brown is, I don't think he's beating
Rampage
Walter.
Brown versus Ciampa.
Yeah, obviously.
At TakeOver.
Well, Rampage Brown stand and deliver. So that was NXT. That's what we thought. That's what you thought. Thanks for the forum feedback there, guys. And we'll be back next week. A few weeks left till WrestleMania week. All the wrestling. We're going to have so many shows. Obviously, John and Way at Post Wrestling covering everything related to pro wrestling, and we're pretty much doing the same. We got Stand and Deliver, night 1 and 2, watch-alongs, post shows, as well as WrestleMania, our Patreon tailgate, our birthday party, if you will, and a watch-along for both nights of WrestleMania, which is just going to be crazy. So if you're stuck inside and you're sad you can't go to these shows this year, well, come hang out with us instead.
Come be our friends.
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend. And for listening to all the shows. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, go give us a nice little rating and nice little message review on the podcast app there, and we appreciate it.
We do, yeah. Say nice things.
We got some 5-star ratings. I said it a few weeks ago. I saw you guys listened. A few people.
I need to have a look.
Wrote some nice things. I saw it. So thank you guys. Yeah. Go if you haven't done it already. Go do it. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah. At upNXT Podcast, Twitter, Instagram is where you can find all the stuff for all the shows that we do, and of course, BD Elite every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Twitch.tv/upNXT Podcast. We will be talking about Dynamite from tonight as well. So after NXT, we record this show. We go for a little walk. Then we put on AEW. And we talk about it on Thursdays.
So. We have a second dinner at 3 a.m. usually.
Yeah, true, which isn't good.
We suddenly get all feisty.
Yeah, exactly. When Sting comes out to talk to Tony Schiavone, I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Need food for this. It's going to be so exciting. I'm looking forward to Dynamite, so I can't wait to talk about that as well. Because I know we talk about NXT, but we're big fans of the Dynamites and the big shows and the elevations and the Mike Seidels.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
We love the Seidels.
I fucking love them. Yeah. Thank you for listening. I myself, Braden Harrington. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davey Portman.
Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I'm going to go have a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh. Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.